Hello and welcome to Hong Kong House of Cards on November 30th, 2015. We are here with Jonathan and Styles for a scene in Hong Kong. Why don't you tell us where Styles is and what he's doing?
He's actually bounced around the night market. He's at one of the diners with his laptop open, just eating some lunch and checking out the connections in there.
All right, so Jonathan, you said you're at the night market?
Yes.
Jonathan will be wandering through. He looks like he's talking with some of the stranger peoples on the night market, and he'll end up at a stand right like within 20 feet of where your character's sitting. He appears. You can overhear him talking to the merchant about something about selling dreams.
Okay, weird.
Well, actually, you might want to make a perception alertness roll because the night market would be crowded. So.
Yeah. Hold on.
At least.
Perception. I actually got this. Why? Why did I only put one dot in alertness with this character with a perception of 3? Why? uh, uh, why am I griping?
Oh, good.
This is actually a rather beautiful role. I want this recorded because this never happens at all.
All right, so that was, I think, since you got all your dice were successes, that was an exceptional success. So you hear this guy, this very attractive man, very clearly. You hear him talking to the vendor about selling dreams, and they appear to be trying to be secretive about it. They appear to be bartering over the price of it.
Okay, hold up. I seriously need to bring up these things. I just leave RP portal up. And I never mind. I don't have any sites applicable to this. He's rather intrigued, but luckily he does not have the curiosity flaw. He's just like, okay, weird. This rather attractive looking dude just is he's watching, but he's not getting up. Getting up. He wants to see how this goes.
So you're staring at him, right?
Yeah.
You're staring at these two.
Yeah. Appearance 5 for Jonathan. He's got to be used to being stared at.
Appearance 6, actually, because he has Seeming's Blessing.
You got a base of 5?
It's a base of 4, then plus 2 from being a she is in the in the gray world.
Yeah,
so he does not notice. Jonathan does not notice you staring at him. I don't know if Ari was here, I'd have the guy he's bartering with roll, but Ari isn't to roll that. So
yeah.
So you see the two of them end up actually walking back behind the vendor stall. You see the vendor kind of close up. Then the two walk back into the back of the stall. God, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, that just sounds very sketchy. um,
Probably sound, it actually, now that I think about it, it sounds like they're having a drug exchange. That sounds like, if you think about it.
Yeah, he's unless he senses magic. God
Well,
dang.
I mean, you are in the middle of the night market. You'd sense a ton of magic all around.
Yeah, that's perception awareness. So
Are you sitting in the freehold, in the building that is the freehold?
uh, he's in the. I don't know what the building is.
So,
Ari,
are you in the center building of the night market? Because that's where the freehold is located.
I'm thinking. I'm guessing it's. I'm just gonna say it's one of the like the diners in the center thing of the night market.
Okay, because Arya said that using magic in a freehold, awaken magic, messes it up.
This is the mundane side, and this is just straight perception awareness. It's like,
Okay, because I was wondering if you're using magic, I don't know. We'd have to call Brett in here. Have to ask for his executive knowledge.
He's not using awakening magic as of yet. This is just his first.
So you got another ridiculous roll for perception awareness.
Yes, that I just wanted to have this considered right now. This is like the second time it never happens.
Yeah, he's probably getting flooded with the feeling that there is magic all around them.
Oh, well, he is a dynamic. He has a dynamic avatar, but he's not going to try and pull up Spirit Sight, which this probably does not warrant Spirit Sight because this just sounds like a normal drug deal.
Because I don't think Spirit Sight would show you chimerical stuff. Wouldn't that be mind anyways?
I know a little bit of this. Flavi actually pulled up a mixture of life and spirit sight on one of my old changeling character from the other game that we cannot say while we're recording.
Yeah. Okay.
And he actually saw his true self.
Okay.
But I don't have life sphere, so it doesn't really matter. Which my avatar's probably thinking, you really need to learn that.
Okay, so
just going to say, shut up.
You'll see about 10 minutes later, you'll see the really attractive looking dude walk back out. He puts what looks like a rock in his pocket. And he doesn't appear to be carrying anything else.
Still not outrageous, but is there magic coming off the rock?
Yes, it is. It is. I'll tell you out of character, he just traded a childhood memory for Dross, for the point of time Dross. I'm not going to blue book it because it's a social scene, but that's what he did. In fact, to take care of the problem, you see him walk over to another vendor, hold the rock out to the vendor, and he gets something to eat, just to take care of this, keep it from becoming an issue.
Okay, that was weird.
The guy walks by you carrying his food, and when he walks by you, this food, it has like a really homey smell. Like the smell instantly reminds you of your childhood, assuming you don't have amnesia or something like that. It's like a very homey smell.
I'm going to need to roll. Actually, I need to roll something else. It's not amnesia. It's he had some really bad times back home, and that's not. It's a good smell, but it's also a bad smell at the same time.
Okay, let me explain. It's a homey smell. It's not like it makes you think it's the idealized. It's exuding glamour. it's filled with, what's the word I'm looking for? Like happiness, like childhood happiness, and that's what the food is infused with. That's you'd be feeling nostalgic, and if there's nothing necessarily to be feeling nostalgic about.
He's okay on when I actually the badness, but he's just like, wow, that smells like my food and my cooking.
And the man sits down about 3 tables away and starts eating his food. I must say, this is a very awkward scene. It's basically one character staring at another character while the other character goes about his business. Changeling and Mage, the stalking.
He actually opens up a little bit and he just goes, just asks, excuse me, sir, that's actually an interesting entree you got there.
The man looks up at you, and he kind of shifts away. He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know what you mean."
Sorry, it just reminds me of dinners back home with my dad. Yeah, just wondering how you got that.
She's kind of looking you up and down. Perception kenning works to detect other magical creatures, right? Like, are you having any magical effects on you right now that he could detect, so he knows you're not human?
No.
No.
I would say the chimerical reflection. He kind of looks less like who Riker affectionately calls Banality Kitty. Just not the cat, not cat.
So he looks very banal, but not human, essentially.
He looks banal, like a banal human, but it's like he's not human-ish.
Okay, well, I have exactly 0 dots in mage lore. So Jonathan's kind of looking you up and down, and he kind of gestures to their chair. Sit down, I guess.
He'll come over with his food and his laptop. But he'd put it away when he sits down.
I was gonna say, on your laptop while meeting a stranger, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah. Styles.
He'll nod. My name is Jonathan.
Nice to meet you.
He has a very trustworthy air. He seems like someone you can talk to. He doesn't seem he seems surprised, but he doesn't seem like he's very, he doesn't seem standoffish. He seems pretty friendly. Simply because I have a charisma specialty in trustworthy where he'd seem pretty friendly and like someone you can talk to.
I see that. And out of character, this is kind of an awkward meeting place to have for 2 supernaturals to meet.
Yeah.
Out in public, they can't really say, hey, I'm this.
Yeah, Jonathan doesn't really know you're a supernatural yet either. He just knows you're something not really human. In fact, he probably thinks you're some sort of vampiric ghoul. That's probably what he thinks. Because you're really banal and you don't look quite human. He does have dots in vampire lore. So that's probably what he's thinking you are, right? I don't know how many he would need, but
don't know what a virtual death would look like in chimerical reality. To be honest,
it would probably look very. I don't know. That's something we'll have to make a mental note to ask Ari about.
Yeah, and to be honest, he's intrigued by you, but he does not have any dots in changeling lore.
Okay,
Um,
well,
let's see here.
he'll
Where was my voice?
trying to think if there's somewhere we can move the scene where he can actually discover that you're supernatural. Can't take you to the freehold. We probably should have done this in Riker's bar. It's a bit,
Yeah,
now that I think about it. But
let's.
it's just everybody hates setting scenes there because every scene is set in Riker's bar.
Riker is hating that it's at his bar. To be honest,
Like every scene is set. Oh, where are we? Oh, we're at Riker's bar. Yeah.
yeah. Let's.
Okay.
Uh,
As he's eating, he offers you a slice. As he's actually watching the food more than he's watching you, like curiously watching it.
he takes the slice and says thank you and starts eating it.
All right, I'm going to make. Kenning is for sensing magic, right?
Yeah, and other supernaturals.
Oh God, David! I could have been doing perception kenning all those times Ari was having me roll to detect magic instead of perception awareness. Oh shit!
It doesn't
I am
matter.
not doing good. That roll, he was trying to sense if the glamour was messed up when you ate it from the food, but I'm not sure if it would be.
Let me guess. Now he's enchanted.
No.
Oh.
Although, maybe. I don't know, because it was glamour infused food. And he didn't mean to enchant. I don't know if that would be an enchanting without intent. I don't think you can do that.
It was glamour infused food. You weren't intending to enchant, but since it was glamour infused food, we kind of go with the rules because he just ate pure glamour.
Okay.
So
you're enchanted, I guess.
He just blinks for a second, rubs his eyes.
Jonathan looks up, and you literally hear him go, "Oh shit!"
You okay? Judging by your reaction, I don't think this was meant to happen, and I didn't. We probably need to go talk somewhere in private.
He just grabs your arm, and he says, "Come with me," and he starts pulling you off. Trying to think. He'd be pulling Styles off towards the nearest one of the safe houses that Gabriel has open.
Okay.
Gosh, this is a scene that's turned out where we need an ST.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see if Brett can possibly make it, or if Ari or Deb can make it. Because we need an ST for this scene.
You were eating out of character. You were seriously though. You were actually eating glamour. I'm assuming raw glamour infused food.
Brett's, what the fuck?
That so you may have not been thinking about it, but he basically that's a somewhat normal-ish person just ate raw glamour. Not knowing about it.
I was thinking, seeing if you messed up the glamour with a spatial person eating it. I didn't think, wait, is this thing gonna enchant them? Because I thought you had to actively mean to enchant someone. So yeah.
And
the worst part is Jonathan probably would have thought about that because he has enough gray mare to probably know that.
Yeah, you do notice that he drops from 7 to banality 7 to 6.
Okay.
So he's not as bad,
I'm gonna see if I can find one of the STs to come online and help. Is Ari online?
Don't know. He's usually just mad. Shows up as online all the time.
Jesus, every scene I am in with Jonathan, something goes down where some shit goes down every scene with Jonathan.
Yeah.
Last time he enchanted Adrian and got Ash pissed. And seriously, he can't even do fucking social scenes without something happening. Gotta see if Dub. I don't think Dub's online. I think she's okay. Ari's online.
He Masks is online now all the time.
No, he actually replied.
Oh, okay. I think we've just made things even more awkward.
Yes. I'm trying to explain to Ari that I need to take him to someone who can help. It was an OC mistake.
Yeah. Riker's Bar is the closest and probably more safest, considering the the wards on the place.
Yeah, we actually never got around to actually having Jonathan enchant that.
Yeah, the mage, Arthur's wards make it a little bit more safer for him for you to bring him there.
Okay, Ari's jumping in.
Okay.
You have the link.
Oh,
I have the link.
You had the link.
Event page, I think, is what the link I use, right? Nope.
You have a button next to your mute microphone.
Okay, Ari should be here in just a second. We can explain the situation. Gosh, this was kind of an awkward scene.
Yeah. Well, we kind of probably should have used Riker's Bar with this one, considering
yeah.
This was a little bit too open to be talking without causing a sheet breach or a veil breach.
Yeah, this is why he literally grabbed you and just is dragging you off.
Yeah, he was about to say.
Plus, I don't want any what are they called? The aggressive chimera. He doesn't want any of them attacking you either.
Yeah, considering this is even more weirder. He's banality 6, so it's like they could actually easily hurt him.
I'm trying to think. What are they called?
Nightmare Chimera?
No, they're not Nightmare Chimera. They're something else. But Ari should be here in just a second to help. Just help.
We kind of made things really awkward.
Yeah.
He actually was about to say, I think this was not supposed to happen, especially by your reaction, because he actually looked like he was rather comfortable with some kind of sight vision on. This one was just he was taken aback that this was like really new.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? this is like he was thinking, what the hell? This is not a sphere that I know.
Yeah, you're essentially seeing, like, as we're running through the night market, you see a grand building where we were near where we were sitting. You see all those stalls. All the stalls have different, very fanciful, like, fronts. Like the one that he was in has a very strange looking man running it, who actually notices the two of you running off and sees you looking at him and actually looks a little worried. You see, it's very fantastical, and you're probably getting massively mind raped right now. And oh shit, I think I actually just made this even worse because I just made it so one of the NPCs saw. Oh fuck. God,
Not
I'm in
just
trouble.
one, not just one. Most of the Goblin Market is seeing this.
Most of the changelings there would notice.
Yeah. So basically,
Like they're not running out. They're not running out, but he has your arm. He has like your arm by your bicep, and he's kind of very quickly walking you out of the night market.
He knows how to hide stuff, so he would have grabbed his little laptop measurement bag thing and put it on before we left. And just to make things rather rather not conspicuous, he's going to basically like hook his arm.
Jonathan did grab the glamour infused food and throw it away because he doesn't want to leave it there and have some homeless kid come up and eat it and suddenly be enchanted.
Yeah, and actually, kids don't really actually need glamour because they can actually see you anyhow. But he's gonna actually like hook his arm in with yours, like just to make it look like this was like you had a date with one of your dreamers. Make it look like it wasn't that bad.
I love how Holly's like, you accidentally enchanted someone.
But yeah, he like hooked your arm, like he made it look like he like y'all were just were on a date, and he just like what leans into your ear, what the fuck is going on?
He'll just go, quiet. I'm taking you somewhere where I can explain, and he's like just walking off like he's trying to. Brett's going, for fuck's sake, you enchanted the new virtual adept.
He's actually comfortable doing this, oddly enough, out of character, on the show where this character was based off of. They went into a gay bar. He was the one all the drag queens congregated here. So basically, I'm just having him go. He's rather comfortable in this position. He's not like recoiling like a someone that's a homophobe. So, but he's rather too comfortable doing in this position.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm just gonna have him start making perception rolls to see if he can find somewhere safe to take you, because I don't really know what else to do.
Riker's bar.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how close that is to the night market is the thing.
It's in the night market.
Okay, so yeah. He does. And just make one more intelligence roll to see if he even thinks about it. Yes, so he does. So yeah, he runs you over and takes you in Riker's bar. Kind of sighs. You see like the satyr dancers and everything, and runs you upstairs into not in the freehold. He'll run you into he'll like buy a room, and he'll take you in one of the rooms, and he'll just sit you on the bed and sigh and he rubs his forehead.
Okay, what happened?
You know humans aren't the only things out there, right?
No, you think?
All right, well, I'm what's called a changeling. I was trying to figure out what the hell you were, and I may have accidentally exposed you to the other side of the world.
Oh, okay. Not rather uncomfortable, but by the situation, I just would have liked to be warned.
He sighs. He says, "I didn't realize it would enchant you. I apologize." And he's like, I don't think there's any way to actually get rid of enchanting.
No. When you do it like this, it's the full 24 hours.
He'll say, kind of rubs his forehead. Stay in here. You'll have to sleep it off.
I should probably tell you what I am.
He's looking you up and down.
Actually, now that you've got him in like as a visitor in chimerical reality, you see like he has his normal shadow, and there's a secondary shadow that looks rather distorted.
Okay.
I'm a mage known as one of, by the other ones as a virtual adept.
Jonathan nods. All right, then that's fine. You need to stay here until it wears off. I don't want you to get injured. And he's literally going to walk over, and he's going to bolt the door and stand over and guard the door.
All right. This guy, I wasn't trying to make things awkward, but this kind of went sideways bad.
Yeah, it really went bad.
You said something about changeling. My old mentor said y'all were around. We didn't have a lot of y'all in Beacon Hills before I left.
I'm gathering not. It sounds like a horribly banal place.
Actually, no. We activated old wild turn called the Nematon a while back. So we were getting like everyone again.
All right. He's still watching. He's looking out for any what are they? Nymphosa, I think they're called.
Nervosa?
Nervosa, that's what he's watching out for. Nervosa mainly.
Well, those are, I think those are spirits born of really fucked up nightmares, I believe.
Yeah, but they're still in the dreaming, and he's watching out for them is what he's doing.
Hold on. Wow.
Well,
these are fate dice. This is not good.
Are we getting attacked by a Nervosa?
No, that would have been negative. They've come up blanks all 3 times.
Okay.
Meaning nothing has happened as of yet. But you Why don't you roll perception alertness?
Would perception kenning work?
Yeah, probably that'd be better. Whichever's higher.
3.
You're in. You also have common sense.
No, I don't.
Okay. Roll intelligence plus wits, because that's the remembrance roll to remember stuff.
Good. What's something I'm good at?
Rikers told you the wards on the place.
Okay.
One is no offensive powers can be used in here.
Which is good because he doesn't have any anyways.
Uh,
He's all defensive.
you with your perception keening roll before, you saw some like really god awful black ravens with blood red eyes with really gnarly beaks. Like all they were flying with behind y'all, behind us. But when we got into the club, they pulled off.
All right, well,
Like,
he's actually gonna go.
Some of the the wards just basically smacked them. Like you literally, they try to get close, but the ward like literally hauled up and bitch slapped them across the market.
God damn it! The only way I'm gonna avoid losing rank. Shit. Jonathan's either gonna lose rank or he's gonna. Fuck. Ari needs to get here because I'm gonna have to go out and do. Fuck. Fight off the nervous. The only way I can see him avoiding losing rank is to do something to protect you and keep his mistake from hurting you. And right now, if you try and leave the bar, she's gonna turn around and say, "Okay, I need you to stay here."
You had that roll, the perception key roll. You rolled high enough. They were pulling. They had like the smarter ones. Actually, when they saw you walking into the bar, they peeled off. But the more idiotic ones went headlong right into the ward and just either got bitch slapped across the market or disintegrated.
Okay, well, he's still very worried. He's gonna look at you and say, "I need you to stay in here. It's very important.
All right.
You can't leave the bar because there's things out there that aren't exactly friendly that saw you when you were enchanted."
Well, if there's anything like pains, I would not be surprised at how gnarly things can be in
here. He shakes his head. I don't know what banes are, but I'm going to assume they're somewhat similar. And he's actually going to go out. He's going to try and find the security dude for the bar and try and let him know about the Nervosa outside.
You actually go out. You notice most of the bouncers that are changelings are not in the club proper.
That's fun. Oh, they're probably all by the brothel.
Actually, there's a very cursory guards around the brothel area of the bar. You go meandering outside. You see a lot of the Gwydion Sheev that are marksmen taking pot shots on the Nervosa that try to get too close.
No, Jonathan really got himself in some shit this time.
Let's see how big the block is. Luckily for you, it's not that big. One of the Gwydians notices you and goes, "Sir Black, what happened? Why were y'all getting tailed?" Out of character, I don't know your changeling's last name. Changeling.
His changeling what was it? Cornith. He'll just go explain later. We accidental enchant. There was an enchanting, and they get upset, or not. They got upset at the fact.
Sorry, guys. My IM program eats links sometimes, and so I didn't get the link.
Oh.
Okay, sorry. So essentially, what's happened so far? Styles saw Jonathan. He overheard him buying dross and buying a meal with it that was enchanted with, that was full of glamour. He offered Styles a bite because, out of character, I didn't realize that would enchant him. He got enchanted, and then we got chased. We rolled fate die and got chased.
Where were you when you ordered the meal?
In the night market, and now we ran to Riker's bar. So.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure it was in the night market because that's the only place in town you're going to be able to buy that.
Yeah, it was. We kind of realized after we started the scene we probably should have had the scene in Riker's bar the whole time.
Yeah. Consider we didn't know what each other was, and we.
All right. Who are you calling in to handle this?
He's right now they're in the bar, and he's gonna try and get a hold of maybe one of the Quajin or one of the other mages. He's probably gonna try and get a hold of one of the other mages because he knows Styles is a mage.
All right. You're gonna get a hold of Jacob because he's the one who's around right now.
Sorry for waking you up, Ari.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I was already awake. I've just my IM program ate things, and I'm still recovering from yesterday. Yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah, sorry about that. Did you get my IM, by the way?
I got your IM. I'm going to talk about it with Will or Deb or somebody.
All right.
You're probably going to have to stick around for a bit before admin status can be given to you.
That's fine.
All right. So, it's at about this time a car pulls up, and because I know Styles hasn't seen him, so I'll give a full description. There's a man in a suit that looks slightly too small on him. Completely clean shaven, short haircut, Caucasian, and he's wearing a very loose bow tie, and he walks into Riker's bar, and he speaks softly with a slight Southern accent, Southern American, I mean, and I got your message.
Jonathan was talking to the Gwydion that were trying to keep the Nervosa off, so he'll kind of walk over and go, my apologies. One of your kin was trying to discover what he was, and I accidentally fed him glamour-infused food. He's over in that room. He'll point to a room he bought for him. That told him to sleep it off. We're handling some issues.
Trying to discover what he was. You mean he's an orphan?
I don't know.
Out of character, he told you.
Well, yeah, he knows that you are now, but what he was doing at the time was trying to discover what you were.
Yeah.
He's
out of character.
Frantic.
Hey, just a moment. Out of character, the different mage traditions aren't something you become. They're something you're trained in.
Okay.
he designated himself as virtual adept, so
Yeah, but you
he
can't
was
do that.
trained.
You can't do that. The problem is the other virtual adepts have to designate you a virtual adept. They're
Oh,
social structures, not things that you are.
okay.
Okay? So you're going to have to want to change that to orphan, and you'll be a virtual adept soon. Okay?
All right.
Not a problem. Just pointing things out that that's not how mage works. But one way or another, he'll. So Jacob will head over to Styles, and Styles, you see, because you are enchanted, Jacob's shadow is doing freaky shit.
Okay. What is it doing?
Okay, shadows are crawling off of it, and little tendrils. It makes him have a very cephalopodic look.
He's rather transfixed on the
Got
shadow.
that paradigm.
No, it's because he's got that legend.
he's he looks transfixed at the shadow.
And he clears his throat and he says, "Greetings, fellow mage."
Hello. Uh, I guess you're from one of the traditions.
My name is Jacob the Archivist. I'm from the Order of Hermes.
Styles. Orphan.
He nods and smirks a bit and says, "Well, we'll have to do something about that. In this city, we can't have orphans running around eating strange foods, seeing strange things."
In my defense, I didn't know that that it wasn't normal food.
Of course, but in this city in particular, it's probably a good idea if you pick a side.
Okay.
He nods and says, "Tell me, what is magic to you?"
Um, Out of character, I have no idea how to describe this.
This is something important to your character. It's exactly what he's basically asking what your paradigm is. How do you impose your will on the world?
Everything is data to me.
He nods. Everything is holy data. Everything is mathematics. Everything is numbers. He's trying to zero in on it.
Hold on. Hold that up.
Because bear in mind, I've played Celestial Chorusers who believe everything is data. Because there are a lot of numerology religions.
Yeah.
Oh, cow! Shit.
You okay?
It sounds like a cat jumped on him. Anyways, so keep going.
Yeah. Everything is computer data.
Oh, so everything is mathematics that can be altered by a computer. I know an
Yeah.
organization that can take you. However, first let's get you sober. You've had a lot to drink, he says, giving you a look saying he knows you haven't had a lot to drink. It's just a good story to tell the civilians.
Yeah.
And he offers a hand. And you see one of those shadow tendrils starting to go around his wrist, going into his hand.
He just looks rather interested at this, but is not really concerned
I
about
don't.
it.
I have some idea of what you're seeing. Just take my hand, and I'll lead you to the car, and we'll take you to the chantry. We'll get you sobered up, and then I'll see to it that you have some proper training.
He took the hand. He's just rather intrigued on what the shadow
Okay.
is doing
You
with
can
your
feel what
hand.
the shadows are doing. They're just touching you and being slimy.
Okay. And
And
he'll be
he leads you out to the car.
yeah.
All right, and to Riker, he goes over and he says, "I'm terribly sorry about this. I'm going to repay you for it." And you see him take the quintessence energy from his own body,
Mhm.
and he converts it into glamour, and he hands it over to you.
He will take it. He just says it's quite
Not
all
not
right.
to Styles, it's to Riker.
It's Riker. He will take the glamour and basically he'll infuse it into the freehold itself.
Okay.
It's quite all right, sir. My club is open for these kinds of things. Things. I've actually had one of your number come into his own after he was. I wish it was in here, but I heard about it that he came into his own after he left.
He nods. Quite. All right, come along.
I do at some point need to talk to you about helping with the security around here, considering everything that's happened lately.
I'll see what I can do, but any security I can help you with will make your bar shine like a beacon to our mutual enemies.
Yeah, like it
Yes.
already isn't. Like it already does.
I know, but any security I help with will make it look like a bigger threat.
Hmm.
So there's a balance of what I can do.
All right. Fair enough.
And with that, he takes Styles out. As for Jonathan, anything more I need to do with you for this?
He's basically just going with the other Gwydion and helping clear out the Nervosa because he wants to make sure nothing. He wants to take care of the ones that were chasing him in Styles. So.
All right. So, I can leave one way or another. You're going to get away with this because he didn't know. Also, because if you didn't get away with it, it would have to be brought up with the council and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, it can't be brought up with the council. So, all right, and that's going to be tricky because you kind of have to start dual traditioned.
Yeah, I know.
It's not something you can take later.
Yeah, that's.
You can get some
knew.
You can get some training from the Akashics, but you can't really dual tradition later.
Yeah,
Because by that point, your paradigm of magic has been set.
been said. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna bring Styles to the chantry, which is the observatory, and he does a prime effect to activate a magically concealed doorway and leads you down into it.
All right.
And down below, it's your typical dug-out underground chantry.
Awesome.
And he gets you a bed and he lets you sleep off the glamour. And when you awake the next morning, there is a laptop in your room and and as you're blinking your eyes awake, you see the words in green on the top say, "Good morning, Styles."
Type in hello.
Jacob sent you to us. We are the Virtual Adepts.
Nice to meet you.
Indeed. Are you willing to champion the cause of true freedom?
Already kind of been doing that anyways, so yeah.
And with that, the CD drive opens. And inside there is what looks to be a temporary tattoo of the Virtual Adept symbol. And
Okay.
one of Jacob's people brings in a bowl of water, and the thing says, "Apply this to the back of your hand."
He does the whole temporary tattoo thing.
Yeah. It doesn't show up, but you can feel it there. Welcome to the Virtual Adepts.
Alright.
Yeah, you've been marked.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, okay, and I think that's scene.
Yep.
Okay, see ya.
See ya.
All right. Thank you for watching this very unexpectedly dramatic scene of Hong Kong House of Cards. Stay tuned for more.